Mordheim, the city of the damned, has been redeemed. The River Styr, that lifeline of the Empire, is now ours to command. The capture of Mordheim provides the perfect staging ground for an offensive against Templehof. The vampire counts believe themselves eternal, but Sigmar's light burns brighter than their cursed darkness. We should strike Templehof decisively, for if we leave them unchecked, their corruption will overrun our lands and cripple our strength. To the west, the Beastmen rampage unchecked, tearing through our allies' lands with wild abandon. Talabecland's banners grow fewer with each passing day, its people scattered and desperate. To the north, Ostermark stands defiant, its warriors resolute as they face the relentless hordes of greenskins. While Talabecland reels from the ravages of the Beastmen, Ostermark's strength and steadfastness grants us the breathing room we need.
Volkmar the Grim.
I will use flagellants to pin the hordes of zombies, skeleton warriors, and other expendable undead units. Their unshakable faith ensures they will hold the line regardless of casualties. I will position Free Company militia behind the flagellants to provide suppressive fire. The Empire Knights will be kept in reserve until the enemy is engaged. To transform my flagellants into Sigmarite disciplines and my Free Company militia into Nordland Marines, they must first prove their worth on the battlefield. Gaining experience is critical to unlocking their potential. With their improved stats, Sigmarite disciplines can hold the line even more effectively, and with improved melee stats, Nordland Marines can act as an emergency line unit if the front line is breached.
Sigmar grant
The
me
time has
strength.
come! Zipf, a minor bastion standing between us and the cursed stronghold of Templehof, must fall. It is the gateway to our objective. The arrival of Alberic, a stalwart warrior priest and a symbol of unwavering faith, strengthens our cause. His presence ensures that not only will Zipf fall, but it shall do so swiftly and with righteous fury. Zipf lies in ruins, its unholy defenders reduced to ash and dust beneath the righteous fury of Sigmar's faithful. Though the settlement is ours, the task is far from complete. Alberic camps outside the walls, his forces recovering and standing ready to respond to any counterattack. The undead stir, their dark banners fluttering in the foul winds outside Templehof. 2 armies of the vampire counts roam the cursed lands, their presence a clear warning. They seek to retaliate or to bolster Templehof's defenses. Templehof, a fortress steeped in darkness, stands defiant, bolstered by its formidable garrison. To rush headlong into its defenses would be folly. Instead, we shall strike at the surrounding settlements, weakening their support, draining their resources, and isolating them. The vampires have shown their hand. By dividing their forces between Templehof and Fort Oberstyre, they weaken their overall strength. This division is their folly, and we shall exploit it. A divided force is a weakened one. We shall take Fort Oberstyre first, crushing their forward defenses. With one force destroyed, the other will fall with ease. Once that is done, Templehof will be ripe for the taking.
Sigmar is with us.
As my armies approach Fort Oberstyre, the undead defenders gather, their lifeless eyes fixed on the advancing host.
What orders?
The siege of Fort Oberstyre begins, the combined might of Sigmar's faithful arrayed before its darkened walls. The presence of 2 armies ensures we can field a larger force in the battle, giving us a decisive edge. The battlefield is set, and my formation is disciplined and true. A standard formation that leverages the strengths of my army. 5 flagellants, each commanded by a warrior priest, hold the center. Their unbreakable nature ensures the line will not falter, no matter how fierce the undead onslaught. Free Company militia on both flanks provide ranged support. The battle has begun, and already the undead seek to exploit their numbers and aerial advantage. On the left flank, the Free Company militia find themselves in the thick of the fight, bravely firing into the advancing undead ranks, while large bats swoop down to disrupt their formation. I will order the Free Company militia to concentrate their volleys on the large bats. These units are fragile and will fall quickly under sustained fire. The center has erupted into a fierce melee, with the resilient Grave Guard locking my flagellants in brutal combat. These undead warriors, driven by dark magic and led by enemy commanders, pose a formidable threat. But this is exactly where the faith of Sigmar's chosen shines brightest. The flagellants will hold, and with proper support, the enemy's leadership will crumble alongside their troops. The Free Company militia on the right flank have executed a brilliant maneuver, slipping past the enemy's left and positioning themselves to fire directly into the rear of the undead ranks. Their volleys disrupt the cohesion of the Grave Guard and sow chaos among the enemy forces. The battle unfolds with Sigmar's favor clearly upon our forces. The left flank holds steadfast, the flagellants unyielding against the undead tide. On the right, the Free Company militia continues their masterful work, raining volleys into the exposed rear of the enemy, causing chaos and devastation. At the center, the fight against the enemy commanders is fierce, but our faith and strategy give us the upper hand. Victory is within reach if the pressure is maintained and the enemy leadership is brought low. The Empire Knights thunder into the fray, their lances gleaming with Sigmar's light as they join the fight on the left flank. Their arrival marks the beginning of the end for the enemy's right wing, as the sheer force of their charge shatters the cohesion of the undead forces. The unholy tide falters, and the weight of Sigmar's wrath bears down upon them. With the enemy leadership broken, the unholy magic sustaining the undead begins to unravel. Their ranks crumble into dust, their weapons falling uselessly to the ground. Victory is within our grasp as Sigmar's faithful press the advantage and sweep the remnants of the Vampire Count's forces from the field. The battle is over, and Fort Oberstyre is ours. The once tainted stronghold now bears the banners of Sigmar, a beacon of hope amid the corrupted lands of Sylvania. The faithful fought valiantly, but it was the warrior priests who stood as pillars of strength, their prayers and blessings carrying the army to victory. This triumph is a testament to the unwavering resolve of all who marched under Sigmar's light. The path to Castle Templehof lies before us, a dark and forbidding road that leads to the heart of Sylvania's corruption. With Fort Oberstyre secured, the faithful have earned a moment to regroup and replenish. Soon we march once more, and this time we bring Sigmar's light to the very heart of the darkness. The vampires know we are coming, but their preparations will not save them. Let them cower in their cursed halls, for soon they will face the wrath of Sigmar's chosen. The enemy knows they cannot hold Castle Templehof against the righteous fury of Sigmar's faithful. Their retreat leaves the castle with a weakened garrison, but its walls still stand as a formidable obstacle. Time is of the essence. We must strike with precision, but remain vigilant, for reinforcements may descend upon us at any moment. No matter, though, the walls of Templehof will not hold against the hammer of Sigmar. The ancient ritual has been completed. the blessings of Sigmar infused into the hearts and souls of our warrior priests and flagellants. Their zeal is now unshakable, their strength magnified by the divine light of the God King. Sigmar watches over this crusade, and the time has come to bring his righteous fury to Castle Templehof.
Awaiting orders.
This is not just a siege,
Yes.
it is a holy reckoning. The cowardice of the vampire counts is laid bare. Rather than defend their beloved Castle Templehof, they abandon it to flee like rats, scurrying to nearby settlements. Their retreat signals the end of their strength, a desperate attempt to salvage what remains of their unholy dominion. The castle, now weakened and devoid of its foul leadership, is ripe for the taking. Sigmar's light shines brighter this day, for the victory is already ours. With their capital lost, the vampire nobles will find no safe haven. Pursuing and eliminating them will ensure their complete eradication. This victory solidifies our campaign as a righteous crusade, spreading Sigmar's light across the land. The vampire counts muster a feeble force to the east, a desperate attempt to regroup and resist. But their efforts are in vain, for Sigmar's faithful march with purpose, ready to deliver the final blow. The time has come to end their blight upon these lands once and for all. The battle begins with a carefully orchestrated plan. Our right flank, a potent combination of divine leadership and hidden precision, lies in wait among the forests. The center and left wing march steadily through the marshes, their unwavering faith bolstered by the sound of chants and the gleam of Sigmar's light. The enemy stands ready, but they do not yet know the full extent of the trap that awaits them. The battlefield hums with tension as the center takes its position, the flagellants chanting hymns of faith to drown out the haunting dirges of the undead. Warrior priests at the ready, their hammers glinting with divine energy. To the far left, the Empire Knights maneuver into position, their lances poised to deliver a crushing blow when the time comes. The enemy draws closer, their dark magic palpable, but Sigmar's faithful are unwavering. The enemy, guided by their unholy magic, has detected our forces hidden in the forest on the right flank. Their charge begins, seeking to disrupt our ambush and eliminate the militia and flagellants before they can strike. But Sigmar's faithful are prepared, and the trap can still be sprung, this time as a countercharge. I will use the flagellants to hold the line and keep the enemy pinned, and try to reposition the Free Company militia to fire into the enemy's rear or flanks. The center is a maelstrom of battle, where faith and zeal clash against the abominations of the undead. The flagellants hold the line, their chants rising above the din of combat as they stand unyielding against the unspeakable horrors before them. Grave guard, crypt horrors, and reanimated monstrosities crash against their ranks, but their resolve does not waver. The Free Company militia on the left flank execute their roles with precision, firing disciplined volleys into the advancing skeleton warriors and grave guard. As the enemy focuses on their main line, some of the militia skillfully maneuver past the undead ranks, positioning themselves in the rear where their bolts can cause maximum disruption. The center, under relentless pressure from the undead hordes, begins to falter. But I, Sigmar's champion, Volkmar, descend into the fray, my battle prayers booming over the chaos, inspiring the flagellants to stand their ground against the tide. At that pivotal moment, the thunder of hooves echoes across the battlefield as the Empire Knights, previously hidden, reveal themselves behind the enemy lines. Their lances lower, and the charge begins, a hammer blow poised to shatter the unholy ranks. In the darkened depths of the murder forests, the flagellants stand resolute, their chants defiant against the horrors that surround them. They are bloodied but unbroken, holding the line with sheer faith alone. Once the immediate threat to the militia is neutralized, I must reposition them to fire into the rear of other enemy units engaged at the right flank of the battlefield. With the undead forces in the forest shattered, the Free Company militia emerges victorious and ready to bring the battle to the enemy's rear. Their guns glint in the light filtering through the trees, and their movements are swift and precise. The undead at the center and left flanks, fully committed to the melee, are vulnerable to an attack from behind. This is the moment to capitalize on their newfound freedom and deliver a decisive blow. The thunder of hooves echoes through the forest as the Empire Knights, lances lowered and banners flying, crash into the remaining undead. The shadows of the murder forest are illuminated by Sigmar's light as the knights deliver the final blow, shattering the remnants of the unholy forces. The cries of the undead fade into silence, and the battlefield is still. Victory belongs to the faithful. The battlefield lies silent, save for the triumphant cheers of the Empire's forces. Templehof, the seat of vampiric power in Sylvania, is no more. Its armies shattered, its leadership scattered, and its lands cleansed by the faithful. Among the heroes of this glorious victory, the Empire Knights stand as the stars, their thunderous charges delivering the decisive blows that secured the battle. With this triumph, the Crusade reaches its pinnacle, leaving only scattered remnants of the vampire counts for allies to sweep away. The civil war among the vampire counts has concluded, and Vlad von Carstein emerges as the undisputed leader of the Undead. His cunning, power, and charisma unite the remaining vampire clans under his dark banner, posing a dire threat to your dominion over Sylvania. The Crusade must march once more to extinguish this menace before it gathers strength. Before the Crusade turns to face Vlad von Carstein, the remaining vampire-controlled settlements must be purged. These remnants of resistance, though weakened and scattered, pose a potential threat if left unchecked. By eliminating them, the faithful will ensure a stable and secure Sylvania, free from distractions as they march against Vlad.
Grand Theogenist.
The provinces of Morrfen and Stirhügel now fly the banners of the Empire, their lands cleansed and reclaimed for Sigmar. The light of faith illuminates the ruins of what once were cursed lands, and the faithful begin the task of rebuilding. Yet the greatest challenge lies ahead. In the shadowed depths of eastern Sylvania, Vlad von Carstein sits in his fortress of Drakenhof, biding his time and gathering his strength. The Crusade must prepare for the ultimate confrontation, for Vlad will not go quietly into the night. Shadow of Vlad von Carstein looms large in the east, and the final confrontation draws near. In the next episode, we'll prepare to march on Drakenhof and end his reign once and for all. Thank you for joining me on this crusade. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment with your thoughts or strategies.